What's up, everybody?
Yes,
Desert
sir.
Dynasty
Yes, sir.
back, man. We are back in the Creative Cloud Studio.
Yes,
Everybody,
sir.
Desert Dynasty, this is episode 13. The Suns are out the playoffs. Kyler wants his wheels back, and we're breaking down what the Cards do at number 16. Plus, wild questions, hot takes, and chaos, and your favorite, Burnout. Desert Dynasty, let's fly, baby.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and on top of that, we're in a new format, man. Riverside Studio. They didn't sponsor us, but, you know, we're doing something different.
They
changing
sponsored
it up.
us.
They need to pay
By
us.
Circle K.
We're thirsty.
Dude, we got a crowd too. We're here, man. We're testing everything out. This is a journey, man. I'm excited that we're here. Again, we did this because not only did we want to figure out a new way to record everything, but also there's going to be times during the season where, you know, one of us is traveling for work, pleasure, leisure, and we won't be able to meet up in we won't be able to meet up in the studio like we normally do.
Hey,
So I was
Laura,
like,
don't listen to Pleasure.
so, you know, we wanted to figure out another way we could do this. So we looked up ways. Adam sent me Riverside a long time ago. I didn't listen to him. And today I looked it up and I found it. So I was like, thanks, Adam. But
Adam the GOAT.
nah, this is cool. Obviously, we're going to record everything and upload it to YouTube and Spotify tomorrow morning. So happy Friday for all y'all listeners and viewers. Also, shout out to Desert Dynasty YouTube, man. We have a new subscriber. I'm going to shout him out because we don't have a big following yet, and you deserve every shout out, bro. But anyways, I'm going to look him up. Ricky, we want to say any words?
Yeah, just for you Desert Dynasty fans, we're huge Cardinal fans. So if you knew, the hat I'm wearing today is K1. Kyler Murray's brand, his merch. I don't even think he sells anything anymore, but, bro, we're deep on this, bro. We're Cardinals fans to the
if
day
you
we
know,
die.
you know type of thing, right?
Exactly. If you know, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
Yeah.
I found him. So James Henderson, you're the GOAT. You're one of our legit, real first YouTube subscribers. We appreciate y'all. If you're new to Desert Dynasty or if you're just finding us for the first time, go subscribe to YouTube. We upload content every week, and that's where we're gonna be now. So and Spotify. So
Yeah, handle is Desert Dynasty.
yes,
Appreciate
Desert
you,
Dynasty.
James.
Hell yeah. We also got one comment last week from our episode, boys. It was from Kat. So she said, "Great podcast, guys. I had a question for next week. In the last 10 years, what, in your opinion, is the most successful or impactful draft class?"
Last 10 years?
Hmm.
Ooh, that is a fantastic question.
Yeah.
I
Dare
would
I say Patrick Mahomes, 2018?
In Cardinals history?
Cardinals
or
history.
in...
Yeah.
No, she said all in all, an impactful draft class.
Ooh.
Oh, not just Cardinals picks.
Yeah.
I thought she's probably meant the Cardinals picks, not the draft.
She probably
class.
meant the Cardinals picks.
Yeah, I would say for Cardinals picks, it would have to be what's his face, Monty Ossenfort's first year, bro. Like we signed Garrett Williams and Paris Johnson, who are gonna get extensions and have been impact since rookie year, which it's kind of hard to be an impact as a rookie on a good team. So. And
if you look back to our Super Bowl team, it was we drafted Calais Campbell and not Bolden. It was another like pro defensive
Calais Campbell
player.
was second round, I thought. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know who was first though. That was a pretty.
He
good
was a
class.
beast. Well, to answer your question, Kat, it was Monty's second draft. First draft.
Paris Johnson, Garrett Williams, and I think Trey Benson, right? Or was that last year?
That was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're talking impact, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. You guys are going positive. What's the best? I'm gonna go
Negative.
What's the worst?
Mhm.
Most impactful. We had a draft class, 2016. These are the picks. You ready?
Yep.
First round, Robert Kimdichie. third round Brandon Williams, fourth round Evan Boehm, fifth round Marquis Christian, fifth round Cole Toner, and sixth round Hardland Miller. I don't even know or remember three of those players. Brandon Williams, he was that corner. He used to be a running back. He went corner. He went corner. And he was a bust. Obviously, we know about Kim Deach. We've talked about him 1,000 times. And then Evan Boehm, I know he was like a backup lineman for us for a few years. But so,
dude, what a freaking crappy draft, bro. I'm glad we moved on from that.
Well, I remember there was a list that was on a meme or whatever that said what was the worst pick on each pick in the last 20 years or something. Cardinals had two of those picks. I think Josh Rosen and Kim Deachy were two of the picks. So I was like, of course Cardinals are going to have two guys worst picks of all time in the last 25 years.
Yeah. Rip Steve Keim.
Hopefully this year, boys, we get something better, right?
This year is going to be better.
Yeah.
We will. Trust in mind.
Thanks again for commenting on Spotify and also on YouTube. So definitely, if you guys comment, we always will shout you out. That's our mantra right now as we're still growing the dynasty. But moving forward, again, today is all about the Cardinals. We're doing some hot topics, trending topics, and everything in between before the draft in 2 weeks. So that's what today is going to be. But to start off the episode, we're going to do Heat Check. That's a short segment that we do. Since we're Arizona sport fans, we'd like to talk about one thing that was impactful in this past week regarding other Arizona sports, not the Cardinals. This week, for Heat Check, we're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns. They got eliminated from postseason contention. So, what are your thoughts, boys, on that and the season and everything going forward?
Yeah, I mean, clearly a disappointment of a season. High expectations this year. I was a little bit nervous, to be quite honest, just because Bradley Beal was injured forever last year. Well, this year, same kind of situation, and he didn't perform up to anybody's expectations. The big three was a massive failure, and to be honest, I called it. I did not want to trade for Kevin Durant. I thought we gave up too much. I remember we only wanted to give up one of the twins, so we used to call them, and we gave up both and 3 first-rounders. And then the trade for Bradley Beal, we gave our soul for the next 5 years, and Chris Paul, and Landry Shamet, and we set ourselves up for failure if this didn't work out for the next 5 years. And so that's exactly what happened, and I'm hoping that by trading Kevin Durant this offseason and doing something with Bradley Beal, we can kind of recover a little bit.
Yeah, I think most people are just disappointed because of how much money we spent, and we didn't even make playoffs. Like, that's so disappointing.
Yeah, man, I'm so pissed off. I mean, I kind of had some hope when we went on that win streak a little bit, and then we'd lost 8 in a row now. It's insane.
Yeah. And we didn't just lose. We've gotten beaten down, bent over, spanked, okay? It's been god-awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good thing we got next year, and the Cardinals have a lot of hope, and the D-backs are doing good, so I think Arizona has a little bit of faith in the future.
Yeah, speaking of, just a side trail here a little bit, regarding the D-backs, they are starting to fall off a little bit because of the starting pitching. Remember we mentioned that, on our Diamondbacks exclusive podcast. The starting pitching was supposed to be really good. They fell off there at the beginning, but the last 2 starts, phenomenal starts by Brandon Pfaadt and Merrill Kelly. So looking to, definitely continue that. So
yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited, and the D-back season's still so early, so we're just getting started there.
Yes, sir.
All right, going into our main segment today. Today's segment, I just nicknamed it, sorry guys, Red Sea Talk, right? No, did I?
Yeah, Red Sea Talk.
Yeah, Red Sea Talk. Okay, so now, we're just doing Arizona Cardinals Spotlight. So our first question is, man, is Patrick Peterson coming back, man? Because he posted on Instagram a couple things. What do you guys think? Do we actually want him in Arizona? Is he available? Is he still playing? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I think the Pat Peterson I think honestly what he posted online was like, "Thank you, Cardinals," as in like, I think he's gonna retire, and I think the Cardinals are gonna want to put him in the Ring of Honor.
Hmm.
But that was just my take, because I do think he is a little bit up there in age. I don't personally want him as our veteran that we signed. I
Hmm.
would rather have like, I don't know, someone. I feel like Pat Pete's a little bit older for what we want. We want just a 1 year guy that, maybe even 2 year guy that can hold his hat, hang his hat on the Cardinals, and be pretty good. You know.
Is this part of the like relationship goggles where it's like, oh man, we love Pat Pete, we never want to see him go, but is he actually still have juice in him, or he's done, he's retired?
You know, I thought he still kind of had some juice. He's older, right? Your cover skills and your quickness and what he relied on, which is like just being a sticky man cover corner. You know, that's definitely not there anymore.
Hmm.
But I mean, I think he still has a little bit to offer to the game. But you know, I dug into his Instagram a little bit. I watched the video more in depth, and yeah, it kind of seems like a goodbye and hey, ring of honor me. You know,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are doing right by their players who deserve it. You know, and I'm glad that we brought Calais Campbell back as well, because we definitely did him wrong. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think he's probably going to come back. It's probably going to be a retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Going on, it looks like let's just we have a little game we're gonna play. Okay,
Oh,
so
I like games.
basically we play a
Hey,
lot of
I'm a,
games here at Desert Dynasty. Today we're gonna be playing a game called Draft Pick Emotions. All right, we're picking at a happiness scale. Okay, happiness scale from 1 to 5. How happy would you be, 1 to 5, if the Cardinals draft each of the following positions at pick number 16? So no trade downs. Okay. I'll be asking you guys real quick every single position, and you give me your happiness rating, and then you're gonna tell me what would be the most exciting player from that position area, and then which one would be a letdown, which position area is
Is
the letdown, and everything. So
is one
first position,
being sad and five being
yeah,
happy?
five being like draft him now,
Okay.
one being like run, run,
Okay.
run, get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So first position group that we're picking at 16, rate your happiness scale, Ricky, for DB.
DB, I'm gonna rate number. It depends on the DB, but we all know I'm a 5. Okay. Uh, if this is Will Johnson, I'm over the moon, bro, because this guy reminds me of Patrick Surtain. 6'2", 200 pounds. His coverage is sticky like glue. And I think he's going to be the next top DB in the league for 5+ years, you know.
Yeah.
If you get someone like that at 16, that's going to be a steal. I think he should be a top 10 pick. We'll see how the draft shakes out.
Did Sertain win the Defensive Player of the Year last year?
yes, sir.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
dude, if we had a Defensive Player of the Year on our cornerback squad, come on, bro.
On top of Garrett Williams being the best corner
Slot
in the
corner.
league,
And young little Max Melton, maybe?
yo, Mad Max, baby.
Mad Max?
We're gonna have the no-fly zone, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Adam,
that's
what's
what yeah.
Adam, what's your happiness scale?
Yeah. To be honest, it'll probably be a 3 for me.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily I wouldn't be happy with a Will Johnson. It's more so like he's gonna have to fall to us, and I think there'd be other positions
With higher value.
Yeah, at that time.
Okay. And we're agreeing that it has to be Will Johnson or no other corners at 16. There's no way we draft
Yeah.
another corner at 16.
No way.
Yeah,
We'd have
maybe
to
if
drop.
we trade down to Dob
Yeah.
Aaron, but
Yeah.
that's about
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All right. For me, I would also go with a 3.5. Kind of happy, but
Optimistic.
it's not what I wanted. And if it's Will Johnson, I'll be a little happier. If it's any other corner, man, scales of 1, bro. I'm depressed. We don't draft anybody else but Will Johnson at 16. We gotta
Yeah.
trade down.
Yeah.
So, next position group, wide receiver, Junior. If we draft a wide receiver, what's your happiness scale, man?
Honestly, I'm gonna be a 2, bro. Even if we get Matthew Golden or
We didn't.
Tedoroya.
We did not sign a wide receiver this free agency.
We signed Zay Jones. You forgot about
Oh
him?
yeah, you're right. That's right.
He's a goat.
Fucking sucks.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. I keep putting goat status on too many people. I'm gonna take that back. I think he's okay, and I think he's gonna give us a little bit of depth. Honestly,
The
I
throat goat because he sucks dick. Okay, like that's awful. Oh my god.
what do you think, Adam? What's your rate for if we draft the wideout?
No wide
Give
receivers.
me no receiver, and this is kind of a precursor to another question in this episode. Kyler Murray said he thinks Michael Wilson's a 1,000-yard receiver, so we'll see.
I was gonna say I like Michael Wilson, bro. People keep sleeping on him, but
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, look at him. No, I think Michael Wilson and MHJ are gonna be a good 1-2 punch. It just depends if Dortch can step up and be that juice we need, or if Zay Jones might even bring the juice. Because didn't he have like injury problems last year?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it was
PEDs.
PEDs. He was suspended.
And then he couldn't get on the field because he wasn't.
Roids.
He wasn't in shape.
Roids. Okay, we'll see then. I don't know. Maybe we do draft wide up, but not first overall.
Yeah.
Or first.
No,
round.
and but to put it into perspective, boys, look at the greatest teams, right, that win Super Bowls. They always have a number one and a number two. Look at the last year's Super Bowl win. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, right?
Yeah.
Like, great receiving core right there. What do the Cardinals have? Is MHJ and Michael Wilson comparable to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith?
If Michael Wilson could take a next step, maybe.
Yeah.
But right now, I think he's a wide receiver 3. I think we will get somebody else either through free agency or the draft, but I just don't think it's at 16.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I have the same viewpoint. I think I'd have a 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. If it's golden, I'd be a little happy. I don't think he's falling to 16 though. So
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
So.
My bad.
Matthew Golden, I think, is going in the 20s. I think.
Okay. Next position, boys. Happiness scale, Ricky, for edge rusher, 1 to 5.
Edge rusher is my favorite. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5. There's plenty of edge rushers in this draft, and I think 4 that I'll be okay with taking a 16 overall.
4? That's a good amount.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking we trade Dak. You know what I mean? Because I'm good with all 4. I really like Mike Green. Is Mike Green D tackle?
He's edge.
He's D tackle, right?
No, he's an edge.
He's edge.
Okay. I like Mike Green. I like James Pierce Jr. I like Shamar Stewart, and I like what's his face?
Jalon Walker.
Jalon Walker. Yeah, Jalon Walker's my favorite. And then James Pierce Jr.
James Pierce Jr.
Shamar is my 4th favorite, and then I like Mike Green over Shamar.
Yeah.
Only for measurables alone.
Sorry. I won't lie to you. I like that Boston College guy. I watched his film a little bit.
You like
He's pretty nice. Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name. Do you remember, Adam? Ezuwatu
or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, something
Boston
like that.
College guy. That's
He's
all
a beast. Adam, what would you rate your happiness scale if we took edge?
If we took an edge rusher, I'm going to have to say a 4 as well. Just because it's a need, and imagine having that 1-2 punch. Like the issue with the Lions last year, right, is they didn't have a 1-2 punch on the edges, and they kind of hurt them at the end of the year. So especially with Josh Sweat, we kind of mentioned his injury, and he's here and there, right?
Yeah.
He's a situational player. It'd be great to have a rookie kind of learn under him.
Yeah, I agree. I think my happiness scale depends, right? If it'll be a 5 if we draft Jalen Walker, but if we draft Shamar Stewart, 2, man. I don't want him.
Whoa!
Get him out.
Get him out!
He's a second rounder.
Get him out!
I don't care how good your measurables were. Your film never added up, and film's a big thing for me. So I wouldn't be happy with the first round pick for Shamar Stewart. I would definitely take him in the second, though.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I think there was a stat saying that Shamar Stewart, with his measurables or his stats, that there wasn't a D or a edge rusher draft that is his position until the 3rd or 4th round. So him being a first round talent is kind of crazy with his, what his
Exactly.
production.
So, to end out the ratings, boys, O line, D line. What is your rating for those two positions?
So for me personally, I think a lot of the local media, 98.7, they really want us to draft a tackle. And honestly, I think we give Jonah Williams another chance, and we draft a tackle later in the later rounds. I think top talent, Mambu and Will Campbell aren't going to be available.
Kelvin
Even-
Banks, though.
I
Junior.
mean, Kelvin's going to be okay, but I still don't want him. I don't want a tackle, not in the first round. We can get better. We can get better talent later on in the draft.
Kelvin's a beast, though, bro.
Kelvin's good.
If we got him at 16, he's easily starting next year.
I just think Jonah Williams has something to prove after going. He was great with the Bengals, and he's a veteran. And I do think the defensive line is what we need to draft. Either D tackle or edge. That's just my own opinion, though.
And what was your ratings on both if we drafted an O-line or D-line?
O-lineman, I'll probably be a 2. If it's Kevin Banks, maybe a 3. And then if it's D-line, 4. Solid 4. If it's Kenneth Grant, 5.
Yeah.
Honestly, my rankings, and it's all because of the same reasons for you, but also my rankings also depend on if there's going to be a run. Like, let's say before us there's a run on offensive linemen. Getting a D lineman is going to be a 5 rather than a 2.
Exactly.
But if it's vice versa, then getting the latter,
if the Cardinals did what we did last season, where we had the opportunity to draft the best available corner in Cooper DeJean, right? And
Twice.
Monty was like, "Oh, let's trade down because there's still a bunch of good corners." And then there was a run. Cooper DeJean got taken, and then other people got taken, and they're like, "Okay, well, we still like Max, so we drafted Max." I'm not saying he's garbage, but we could have just taken what we wanted, the best available player, which was Cooper. So I hope that doesn't happen with D tackles or D edge rushers. Like if there's a run and then Monty takes, the third or fourth ranked on our list, I'll be like, dude, it wasn't worth it. Pick another position because there was a run.
Speaking of, I think this year's going to define whether or not that was a good trade back by us or not, because now we had no pass rush last year, and Melton didn't struggle, but he wasn't great. And Cooper DeJean, he had the best pass rush in the league, best defense, arguably, in the league.
We traded it back and got Tip Ryman, bro. That was not worth it at all.
That was awful.
We could have, instead of Tip Ryman, I'd be happy with just Cooper DeJean. No Tip Ryman and Mad Max, just kill Cooper. I'd do that right now. Trade Cooper or trade Mad Max and Tip Ryman for Cooper. I'd do that any day.
Well,
what's
crazy,
I would grade
though?
our third round as an F right now in total, to be honest. We got that corner from Florida State and then Tip Ryman, so.
Elijah Johnson or Elijah Williams or Elijah?
I think it's Elijah Johnson. He was hurt the whole year though.
Supposedly he's going to be good this year. I mean, because like you said, he was hurt.
He was practicing with them at the end there.
But yeah, I do think that what Cepha said, it's if we're going to go on a run, tackles, we're going to get the last tackle because we're so late in the first. So don't get a tackle. Then get a defensive edge rusher. But I do think that for Tip Ryman's sake, we did draft him to play. He is playing. He blocks every time. We have, I think it's, what is it called when you have two tight ends on the edge? What's that front?
Double
front.
Two.
Yeah, double tight end front or whatever. So he's playing. It's just not what we we probably could have gotten him later,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see. That ends the happiness score, boys. Let's move on. My next question to you guys is: Kyler wants to run more. He says he wants to run more in 2025. Should it be a situational tool or should it be built into the full game plan? What's the risk and reward of Kyler running the ball more frequently?
I think last year, maybe schematically, they just wanted to run him a lot less and keep him in the pocket, which is great. He also wanted to prove that he was a pocket passer, which I think he did. he played pretty well in the pocket. I think when you listen to the games and watch them, even the announcers, even though they always kind of crap on him, they said that he stayed in the pocket a lot more, and they kind of credit him. But I think he wants to run more. He wants to be known as like a dual threat quarterback, just like Lamar Jackson. The only thing is that he did have that knee injury, so they're going to have to limit it. And also, he doesn't have a big body like them. He's got a smaller frame, so I think it needs to be. It could be schematic, but also like situational. Like you should have a checkout of that read option or a speed option.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like his read option. He's really quick with it, and 9 times out of 10 he's gonna make someone miss. So yeah, I think Peterson can get the most out of his running style. They just need to get a little more creative with, like you said, that if he can option out of it, if he sees something bad, that way we know he's not going to get hit that much. And like when he takes it, he's off to the races, just like that San Francisco run when he got the TD. So it's like we know when he runs, we win games. So let's make sure we can get that in the games, because most of the time when he wasn't running, we were losing. So I think it's important.
Yeah, and look at the teams like the Ravens and the Bills. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson thrive off of getting first downs off of third and, manageable plays that break down when they're trying to pass the ball, and they always scramble and get that first. Obviously, those aren't designed runs, but that stuff Kyler should probably look into more, because I feel like sometimes he actually did last year. There was a couple of times where no one's open and he ran and got the first. So definitely needs to continue doing that kind of stuff. And obviously, hopefully, never happens again where he did that rush and like tore his ACL. But I don't think that's
a freak accident.
Yeah, it's a freak accident.
Well, remember, and this is what happened to me when I tore my ACL. So I guess a lot of ACL injuries are attached to like weak hamstrings. And remember, he was having that hamstring issue the year before, and then earlier in the year he had the strained hamstring, and then he just tore it. So
because your knee's compensating constantly, right, for the hamstring, and then eventually it just gives out.
Exactly, especially at their level of play. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen, and his cutting ability. So,
speaking of Kyler, he's bought in. We've seen multiple news outlets like 98.7, PHNX cover Kyler and have him on his podcast and stuff like that. He's expressed full confidence in Jonathan Gannon, Monty Austin-Fort's vision. He's happy about the defensive additions. He's in love with McBride and the extension. What more do we as fans need to see from Kyler to fully buy in, or do we believe he's fully bought in?
I like Kyler Murray's maturity in this last couple of years, especially last year and now. He looks like he's a veteran in the system, kind of like Carson Palmer was when he was playing with us. Just someone that you can trust to be the face of the franchise and to be the offensive mind that will that you could trust in the later half of the season. I just feel like I have that confidence in him. He looks like he has that confidence. And he looked like he trusted MHJ. He was like, oh, I know what MHJ was going through. He felt like he had something to prove. I felt like I had something to prove. Like you could see that he's showing more truths to what he felt when he was a rookie and what he went through now that he's a vet. And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and kind of piggybacking off that, I feel like we all have gone to like several different high schools, right? So we can kind of piggyback off like when you get there, you don't want to like you want to be friendly, but you want to show like you're there to prove yourself and like, hey, like I'm the talk of the school right now, like let me like prove myself. And I feel like once they got to NFL, it was the same thing. There's such high draft picks, with MHJ, it was his dad, with Kyler Murray, number 1 overall Heisman, and he was a short quarterback who wanted to prove himself. So yeah, I definitely like that angle, but I think he's definitely taken a leadership role this year, and he's got somebody great to learn under with this coach. Gannon he's proving to be the right pick for us because he's a leader of men, and he's teaching Kyler how to lead as well. Everybody has to have a mentor of some sort, and I mean it's a great quarterback and coaching pairing, to be quite honest. So
yeah. Well, for me, I think it's just refreshing to see Kyler, come out and actually talk to media. And I feel like his takes are very mature and, like, He is understanding that, we're not going to win the Super Bowl overnight. And I feel like when he was a rookie, it was like, Super Bowl or bust every single year. But now Kyler's buying in that this is a process that we have to build every single year. As long as we can, set milestones and make those. Like last year was beating the record we had when I was injured. That check. Now, this year, make the playoffs. Like that's non-negotiable. Then, if we, lose in the playoffs or make a run, whatever, his next milestone is going to be obviously winning a Super Bowl then. But you have to understand it takes time to build and it's a process. And I feel like he's bought into that process.
100%.
And just to kind of, I don't know, lean into that a little bit. We're not saying like he's saying that he's not trying to win the Super Bowl. We're more so just saying like, hey, like we know we still have more talents to kind of grow upon, and even through the draft, let's say we hit on every draft pick, like we're still gonna have areas to improve upon. But once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. So
exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't even bring up last week about tight end Trey McBride's extension. He was
I think it happened that day, right?
Yeah, literally the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the claps?
Oh yeah, where's the applause, man?
Yeah, but Trey McBride had $76 million, 4 more years extension.
Yeah, 4 years.
Thank you, Trey. Welcome back.
Honestly, way well deserved, bro. Like he was such a dog in this last year's, and I don't know if you guys saw that little clip of him explaining how he just put his like shoulder to the wheel and just pushed and grind until he could get a contract and even play. Like he didn't even play his rookie year, and he was just like, okay, I'm not gonna play, but I'm gonna still do me, and I know my talent, and I'm gonna get there. Man, he's just such an inspiration, bro.
Yeah.
And he learned under one of the best tight ends to play this game.
Zach Ertz.
And he's still doing it at a high level when everybody thought he was washed after the Cardinals with that injury. Even we did. So, congratulations to Trey McBride.
We're excited for a long 10-year tight end legacy with the Cardinals, man.
All great teams have a great tight end, and he's ours.
Exactly.
So let's do it.
Boys, MHJ, what are his expectations, man? What kind of season does MHJ need to have to make his mark as a playmaker and be our next great wide receiver in the Valley? And what is your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, to be quite honest, I don't care about him having 1,000-yard season and 120 catches or 1,500 yards or whatever. I want to have him catch the ball when it's thrown to him. I think he had like 160 targets last year. And only had like 60-something catches.
Dang.
He only caught like 52% of his balls thrown his way or something. And some of them were miscommunication.
Right.
But the biggest one, and they are not counting it for whatever reason, he dropped a lot of balls. If it touches your hands, that is a catch.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a stat somewhere where it said like, hey, or MHJ had like 1%, one drop or something, and I was like, every game I watched, it was like, I guess they're saying it wasn't catchable, but I'm like, if you're an elite receiver, you catch those. Period.
If you're a receiver, period, that's catchable.
And I think MHJ does hold himself to those standards. Like he knows he did drop those, and he's pissed off about it, and rightfully so. And what I expect from him next year, it's not going to be like a Jay Jettas season. Like Jay Jettas is 1 of 1, but I do expect to see him take that number 1 role on his own, not be the rookie, because you're not. If you are our number 1 receiver, be like D-Hop. When D-Hop got traded to us, he was catching lights out, and we were always like, oh, third down, it's going to D-Hop, and D-Hop would catch it. So MHJ's got to have that same swagger and confidence.
That red zone threat, we're like, I remember every time we're in the red zone, everyone's like, oh, D-Hop.
Yeah.
This past year, it was like, what do we do in the red zone? It was, they mainly run it with James Conner, right? Because we trust in Conner. But I still want to have that edge, that threat of having MHJ on the edge, line up one-on-one, easy touchdown every single time. And that's what we expect.
You know what they need to get good at? Do you remember when Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald, like when we were making our run, if you got inside the 10-yard line, they're throwing a fade to Larry Fitzgerald. We don't give a fuck if you're triple covering him. And he caught it.
And he still catches
9
it.
times out of 10. And so we need to have that faith in MHJ. I think if you're going to take a next step, be a red zone threat.
Exactly.
You, McBride, or James Conner, who are you going to stop? Pick
Mm-hmm.
one, and we're going to dice you up.
I'm
Exactly.
so glad we have McBride on the same page, bro. Like, I
Oh,
think
I
he's gonna be a
know.
huge red zone threat this year.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for those who were saying that extension was not worth it or we overpaid, you are not a football fan. It's not even a Cardinals fan. You're not a football fan. Just because he only had one touchdown, you had to see the team in perspective. That means you weren't watching the Cardinals at all, and you sound uneducated.
Yeah, I commented on Facebook something like, best tight end in the league, and it's not even close. Or I think it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And someone put like a yawning emoji and it was like, who's the guy from the Raiders? Brock
Brock
Bowers.
Bowers.
They're
Bowers.
like, oh, Brock Bowers. Oh, he's a rookie, number one. And number two, Trey McBride is way better than Brock Bowers. Let's be honest. Hot take?
Yeah.
Or no,
Yo.
that's a normal take for me.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, a great rookie. Give you your flowers, little rookie of the year tight end. Congratulations. But you want to say you're better than Trey McBride? That's
Well,
a
it
far
was
can't
shot.
get
also
your
a
flowers.
Malik Neighbors. It was a Malik Neighbors situation where he
the
was their
fuck outta
whole
here.
offense when he was playing. All
Yeah.
they
Bro.
did was throw to him. It didn't matter if he got 5 yards.
I'm telling you, everyone wants to find a reason to hate on the Cardinals. If Kyler Murray was on the Patriots, if Kyler Murray was on the Chiefs, people would be sucking his dick, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
100%.
everyone say, hey, oh, you're a Cardinal. Trey McBride, he's a Cardinal. He's alright.
Yes.
Put Trey McBride everywhere else, he's going to be the face of NFL.
Yes.
I'm tired of this.
Everybody looks at the Cardinals like, oh, they're a mid-franchise, which for the past couple of years, yeah, we haven't been in the playoffs. We haven't been doing crazy things, but, like, doesn't mean the talent that we have is in talent. Like, James Conner, always slept on, bro. And he has 1,000-yard seasons. And he still gets shit on. Like, he's not an elite running back. And I'm like, all right, fuck you. You don't understand football because literally James Conner is an insane running back. Trey McBride's an insane tight end. Kyler Murray's an insane quarterback. Like, quit crapping on us just because we don't have a complete team. We're getting there. We're going to be
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Casuals, man.
And
Unless we're just casuals. I'm delusional.
No, I mean, Jonathan Gannon is so psyched, and we're all psyched because we see the potential. I mean, look at Calais Campbell. He could have signed with the Ravens. He could have signed back. A lot of people wanted him. But he saw the potential in the Cardinals, and he's like, I want to go out with a bang. And I see the Cardinals being good next year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the more I think about it and the more kind of things are falling into place, I know previously I thought maybe wild card team. I mean, I really think we're going to contend for that division title.
Yeah.
I really do. So.
And then imagine that, man. If we get a first round bye, bro, home field advantage, we can make a run, man. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's special at
definitely do
State
it.
Farm Stadium or whatever right now.
Yeah,
it's
State Farm.
special over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and it always starts in the trenches, you guys know. So, and that's all we've built upon. And I think in that draft, we're definitely going to continue that. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the draft, man, I'm bringing up another question that we put down today. Jalen Walker, he's been mocked to us a couple times. What is y'all's opinion on Jalen Walker and taking him at number 16 if he falls there, Is it a must draft? We have to take Jalen Walker if he's available at 16?
I was going to say, Jalen Walker won't be available at 16. That's how talented he is. We did give him a top 30 visit, so we know we want him. I think he's a trade-up candidate. And I do think that if he falls to anywhere from 9 to 11 from that range, that we could trade up. Trade up with the Saints. They need more picks. They need a lot more players. Saints don't need one guy.
I need everything.
And if we trade with them, Jalen Walker at 9 would be amazing. And him with Josh Sweat, my God, bro, that's going to be just crazy on our team. And I think he's my favorite player in this draft besides Abdul Carter. That's attainable.
You don't think Jalen Walker will fall at all? No way.
No.
I don't think so. No.
He's too good.
I even
It's a
looked up
trade
his
up.
injury history, and he doesn't have much. He had a quad strain, so he had to reschedule a pro day.
He's
Okay.
a beast. He's solid.
Yeah, he's a monster. Yeah. If you pretty much selecting the top 5 players on the Georgia defense is a guarantee you're going to get a good player. So
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, even Mikael Williams, the guy across from him, is good. I think he's
Yeah.
more of a trade down, though. I don't know. What do you guys think of Mikael Williams at 16? He's the other edge from Georgia.
Trade down.
Trade down.
Trade down.
I mean, I liked him a lot too.
I liked him, but I don't know if I want him at 16.
Maybe.
20.
I would
Might
say
get
if he
picked up.
falls to 16, grab him.
Yeah?
Grab him. Yeah. Perfect for our
Bengals,
scheme,
a couple other
3-4.
teams might want him too, so, you know.
Yeah.
Man, we'll see. Speaking of that side of the ball, defense, we did do a lot of free agency signings for defensive line, right? We got Josh Sweat, Dalvin Tomlinson. What are your guys' opinions if we draft, defensive tackle at 16? And we did Calais Campbell as well, sorry. Do we skip drafting D-line since we did pretty good in free agency, or do we need another difference maker on the defensive line?
I was doing a lot of thinking of, like, why did we get so many defensive linemen if this class is so heavy with great defensive linemen? And I think it's just to kind of protect ourselves, not necessarily saying, hey, the rookies are going to be bad, but more so saying, hey, we had injuries last year and we were counting on 2 players we signed in free agency to be our anchors, and they got injured early. So why not have an abundance, and then, you can kind of see who outplays who, and then you either can have some backups, or you can have some trade candidates, some cut candidates. I think they're just putting themselves in a situation to be successful as a team. And so I think, personally, at 16, we trade down if there's not been a run on defensive linemen, and we'll get kind of who's remaining in the lower, or the tail end of the first round.
Yeah.
I honestly think that Monty Ossenfort made a mistake. In the last 2 years, he was trading a bag of chips for D linemen, and look where it went. We had the lowest, I think, bottom half of the D linemen. I would say the worst D linemen in the league. I'm sorry, Roy Lopez and Lucky Fotu and company, but they weren't getting the quarterback. And the guys that Adam said that we signed last year got injured, but even when they were on the field, they had no production. So I think Monty Ossenfort wanted to elevate our D linemen to be our strength, because it was our weakness. And then on top of that, like Adam said, even though we have a ton of people in the draft that we could get, why not put them with people that have been there, like Calais Campbell, the best of the best veteran, right? He's a guy that everyone wants to follow. So let's say we draft a Kenneth Grant, Harmon, and then you put him under, like, second string, under Calais. Man, I remember I looked so up to people like seniors when they were ballers, and then emulate their whole like get up,
their play game, their game, yeah.
And then that's gonna make them amazing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think taking defensive line isn't gonna hurt us. It can only help us. Injuries happen, and crazy freak accidents happen, like Darius Robinson. So it's like you can't prepare for those. You can over prepare. That's what you have to do. So hopefully, we draft a defensive line, but also I'm happy with the offensive line. I know, Rick, you don't want offensive line, but these prospects are nice, and I've watched them. But like you said, it's the top 3 that are the best. So if you don't get one of those 3, the Will Campbell, the Mumbai, and Kelvin Banks, then don't draft a tackle. But if you can get one of them, bro, I wouldn't be mad at that. And I never am mad at an offensive line or defensive line pick. It's a great pickup, and they're elite. They're elite.
Speaking of Banks Jr., I was just playing around with a mock draft again. I think the Niners are getting him
at 9 or 10, right?
Yeah.
Where are they at?
They're at 11.
Dude,
that's why I said we need to.
He's right next to Trent Williams.
Yeah.
He's gonna learn under him, play at right tackle while he's left tackle, and then once he retires, he's gonna go to left tackle.
Dude, why do the Niners get blessed with offensive tackles? They literally got blessed with Trent Williams way back. I can't remember when they drafted him, because they had a high draft pick, and now they can get Kelvin Banks Jr. and
they traded for him.
They traded for Trent Williams
from the Redskins.
From the Redskins, that's right. And they gave up a pretty penny, right, to get him.
Yeah. But I think we sniped the Niners if Jalen Walker's available at 10 or 9. That would be hilarious. We pick up Jalen Walker at 10 or 9. They need an edge rusher, and what if he's the best edge rusher in this draft? It's like it'd be the best.
Yeah. I can't believe they're drafting a lot higher than us this year. It feels so weird. Knowing the Niners, you're like, they get a great player, dude.
Yeah.
Man, we'll see, dude. I'm scared.
Hey, well, just kind of to piggyback off that. I mean, let's say hypothetically Kenneth Grant gets taken before 16, and we got Harmon, we got the guy from what is that school? Ole Miss.
Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan.
And then there's another one, another defensive lineman that we really like. I forget his name right now. But let's say they're available at 16. Let's say nobody wants to trade with us. Do we select one of them at 16 and kind of reach a little bit?
No, I think we just, if no one wants to trade with us, we're kind of fucked.
Honestly,
maybe is Jahad Campbell available?
Yeah,
Right.
he would be available at 16.
But people
That's a
don't-
good pickup at 16 for me.
What I was gonna say is there has to be a run on something. There's either gonna be a run on offensive tackles, a run on edge rushers, and then we're gonna pick the either edge rusher, D tackle, or offensive tackle. In my opinion, whoever's not on the run, the best of that position. Like, let's say there's a run on edge rushers because everyone needs that. Then we'll pick Kelvin J. Banks, or we'll pick Mbao. I do think there's gonna be a run on offensive tackles though, so I think we're gonna go with edge. But we'll see. Like, I feel like it's just whatever it shakes up to be is how we're going to draft.
What would we have to give up for a first round to trade up to 10 to get Jalen Walker?
It's going to have to be
Probably
next year's
second,
draft because we've got we don't have that many picks. We only got 6 this year.
Is it
Maybe
worth
a
the trade
second
up in
rounder?
your opinion?
Only if we trade like our first this year and maybe like a third next year and maybe like a fourth this year. But I wouldn't want to trade our second or third round pick this year at all.
Is he worth it in your opinion to trade up for?
To trade
Jalen?
up at 10
Yeah.
or 9, yeah.
It's only 6 spots,
Honestly,
right? So I think it is.
Yeah.
It's kind
As
of
long
like
as we don't
saying,
give up too much. Or honestly, I would love to trade a player. Like I know it's like kind of a hot take, but Thompson, I mean, his contract would free up a lot of cap space. He's very sought after. He's a slept-on player.
I think though, why Adam we're not going to trade Jalen Thompson is because he literally fits Jonathan Gannon and Monty's mold of like culture, and they like that in the locker room, and they're not going to just like trade him away because they see so much leadership and effort, and what he brings to our team is more invaluable than just picks or
rookie,
players,
yeah.
you know. A rookie. They really value Jalen Thompson, and that's why they extended him, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll trade him.
Well, the only reason why I put it in the conversation is because we had that guy from Cincinnati last
He's
year.
a
When he
beast.
was on the field, he did really good. And I think he's going to be the next Jalen Thompson, a lower pick who just kind of thrives and blossoms into something special. So,
yeah, I think like what Adam said, if we gave away a fourth of this year, and maybe even a second, I'm being generous, of next year, I'd be okay with moving up. That would, because it's 6 spots. Like, I don't think we should give away the farm, but you would be in the top 10 technically with picks.
it'd be great.
I'm scared, bro. This draft's coming up so fast, and I just I don't know what we're gonna do, and I hope we don't like screw the pooch.
It's just loaded with talent, but we always know that not every single player is going to pan out, so we're just hoping we don't pick incorrectly.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Well, boys, any other things you want to bring up Cardinals wise that we haven't talked about yet before we move on to the
I did
the
see
next
there
section?
was a report, Mike Garofalo said that the reason we didn't sign Asante Samuel Jr. was because of the physical. There's stuff going on with his shoulder. That's why they didn't want to finish signing him. Maybe at the end of the free agency, we give him on a vet minimum, but I personally don't like injuries, man. So I wouldn't really want to keep Asante Samuel Jr. I think we get a different veteran, but I do think we need a veteran. What do you guys think for corners?
I just I don't know who else is remaining currently. I'd have to kind of do that. Cepha, you go ahead and answer. I'll do a little bit of research.
Yeah, I think we need a corner and a receiver. Those are 2 positions that I personally want. We've already mentioned Amari Cooper for the wide receiver room, and then corner we do need. I mean, our leading corner is Sean Murphy Bunting, which is not amazing. He's kind of mid. So I think that's why I also agree with the Will Johnson pick, because our corner room, man, is really weak. But we have strong safeties, which helps. I think that helps offset sometimes. But I think our
Sleeping on
corners need a
Garrett
lot of help,
Williams,
for
bruh.
sure.
Sleeping on Garrett Williams, I see.
Garrett Williams, my bad. He's good. He's good, but he's not. He's not CB1. He's not CB1 yet.
The best slot in the league, though.
So here's just kind of a a short list. So we've got Asante Samuel Jr. He's the best remaining. We got Shaquille Griffin, which he's supposedly is probably going to sign with the Vikings again. Rasul Douglas. We actually had him, and then he went to the Packers that one season. He's coming off of a down season though, but he's really lengthy. There's Kendall Fuller. I mean that's really it.
Man.
Yeah.
It's pretty dry right
Stephon Gilmore, James Bradbury was linked to us, but all these players are in their 30s except for Asante Samuel Jr. So it's really just going to be probably a vet minimum, like Junior was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we'll see, bro. I'm a little nervous about that DB's room, but I know I can trust Monty and company. So
Well, the thing is that a pass rush creates turnovers. You can't. It's so hard to defend in the NFL, especially for 5 seconds. I mean, it's got to be a 3-step drop and out for the quarterback, not a 3-step drop, look, paint your nails, and then throw the ball, you know.
Right.
So, and that's what it was last year against our defense. So I think with the pass rush this year, we're going to see a lot more turnovers, especially from like Buda Baker, and maybe Melton has a breakout year and has a lot of turnovers. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see, man. Well, that ends today the Cardinals talk. Appreciate it, boys.
Yes, sir.
That leads to y'all's favorite, man. Burnout.
Yes,
sir. Burnout is the segment, that we ask a bunch of questions and we want rapid reactions. So 1 or 2 sentences. I'm leading Burnout, so I'll just ask the questions, boys. So first, Ricky, which NFL QB would you trust to throw a Hail Mary with the game on the line? Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, or Josh Allen?
Damn, that's tough, bro. Putting Kyler against Josh Allen like that. I'm sorry. I love Kyler Murray. I've been a supporter, but I'm gonna go Josh Allen. Bro has a rocket, and you can't go wrong, you know, with his rocket arm.
Hail Murray, though, man.
Damn, dude. Put him in a rock in a hard place, bro.
Adam, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, based off of they've done it before, I would say Kyler, but I'm going to have to go Josh Allen. I mean, doesn't matter where you're at on the field. As long as you're past, like, the 40-yard line, that could be a touchdown. So
Yeah. All right.
Or 40.
Adam, Arizona was picked as one of 8 MLB teams to get an updated City Connect uniform this year. What are your predictions on what it will look like? The Arizona Diamondbacks. Sorry.
Well, it's sad to see the Serpientes go. Love those jerseys. City Connect, I don't know why. I see it doing something with the ASU colors, just because it's kind of like, what is their term right now? Something.
Activate the Valley.
Activate the Valley.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they're gonna do something with like maroon and gold or something. I don't know. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. What about you, Junior?
I think they're going to play off of the Indian heritage that we have here, the Navajos and whatnot, and go with that blue, that turquoise blue.
Turquoise.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which would look sick with like a black,
sick.
like a black snake diamondback.
Which they currently already have that teal, right, in their logos. Which it would look nice. There has been rumors that they are going to go back to the roots of purple. So,
Ooh, please
I mean,
do.
if we go back to the purple Arizona Diamondbacks unis, that'd be sick. The rumors, though, show it's going to be a purple uni with the Serpientes logo.
Ooh.
So you know how we have the Serpientes with the brown? It'd be purple and, like, teal, and it looks sick. So if they do that, that'd be clean.
That'd be nice.
Oh, I like that.
See. All right, Junior. If you had to start your NFL team with either Kyler Murray or Justin Fields, who do you pick?
K1, baby. I think K1 deserves that. Justin Fields is a good quarterback, and I think the Jets made a good decision in signing him. But Kyler Murray is a vet, and I think he deserves his flowers, as in, like, he's been there for 6 years at a high level, and he still has the juice. So I personally, if I was a GM, I would want him to be my franchise quarterback.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it's already kind of proven, to be honest. I mean, everybody was wanting Kyler Murray even this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody shits on him in the media, but NFL owners and coaches and players know he's the truth. They're not saying that Justin Fields isn't good. He just hasn't gotten to prove himself, but they know K1 has proven himself, and he is about it, and he can play. So,
yeah.
K1.
I agree. All right, Adam, do you think the Cardinals' uniforms would look better in a different color, or are we finally in the perfect uniform era?
Hell no. I didn't like the new unis. I'm not gonna lie. They were like a C plus to me.
C plus.
I mean, I was telling you guys, I would love a red helmet. Imagine if we had like a steel gray or like a light gray, uniform with like a red chrome helmet and like a white logo or a steel chrome logo.
It would look so clean.
That would be so nice. I would love some gray.
They went too conservative on this like era of uniforms, in my opinion. I like them, but I do think they can be a lot better for sure.
Yeah, I was like, who do we consult? Bill Belichick for our fucking uniforms? Okay, we look like the Patriots with our colors.
For real. What about you, Junior? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love the Arizona Cardinals like home unis, but I do think the alternate blacks should have been way
better.
Red numbers, red outlining, black, like kind of like our color rushes of back in 2015. But
the one Adam has on right now.
Yeah, the one Adam has on. Yep, show it off, baby. But I think those would look a little bit better, and then the whites do look pretty nice.
Yeah.
If you like the clean look, but like Adam said, I feel like we should have had a better alternate. Yeah, something different. Yeah.
All right, Adam, would you rather have the ability to teleport, but only once a day, or be able to time travel, but when you time travel, you can't change the past?
What the fuck is the point of that? Teleport for sure. Teleport for sure.
What about you, June?
Is changing the past, as in, let's say I wanted to bet on sports in the future, would I be able to do that knowing the past?
Technically, because you're not changing the past.
Yeah, dude. Go back to the past. I'll go back 20 years and be like, hey, I'm a bet on Tom Brady and the Patriots. Like $1 million or something. Yeah.
Well, technically, no, you'd have to come back to 2025. But you could come, so yeah, you would never know.
Yeah.
The future. You could go back though and witness, crazy things, or
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'll
like
go back
knowledge.
in time, and see Kratos.
The dinos.
And Kratos
Okay,
and
can
Thanos.
you die in the past though? Can you die in the past?
You can. Don't die.
Oh.
But you can also time travel, so you just leave that area you're in.
You know what I'll do is I'll just go back in time and be like, hey, wash your hands. Then the Black Plague won't happen, bruh.
No, you telling it, wash your hands. COVID doesn't spread, right?
I'll go back in time and be like, hey, don't eat that fucking bat. Okay? To the Asian dude.
Yeah. Adam, if you could live in any fictional universe, from books, movies, TV, video games, what would it be?
You know this answer, bro.
Star Wars.
Do you see my back wall right now? Do you see my back wall? Star Wars, dog. I love Star Wars. I got for my birthday, I got like little chopsticks, and they're like lightsabers.
That's good.
I just used them for the first time of the day. I was like, this is sick.
That's fire. What about you, Rick?
Yeah. Damn, that's a good question. I would probably go with dang. Pokemon, baby.
Oh, gotta catch
them all. Imagine growing up, bro. Little kids.
It's a close one.
We could take any Pokemon you want. I'd pick Squirtle or Blastoise, or I would take Bulbasaur. My bad.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Bulba.
That was your starter, Bulbasaur.
That was my boy. Yeah.
Weren't you Squirtle, Sefa?
No, I was always
yours?
Charmander.
You were Charmander? Okay,
too.
I was always Charmander too. Man.
Cardinals fans, they even when you're babies, bro, right?
Yeah.
Charmander, Cardinals,
That's it.
red.
That's
Yeah.
what it is, bro.
Fire
Adam,
red version.
Adam, if the Arizona Cardinals were forced to trade their best player for a draft pick, who would you trade and why? Best player.
Best.
So, we're trading our best player, in my opinion, for any draft pick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
So, best player on offense and best player on defense.
So,
Buddha or Kyler? For what pick?
fucking A. Well, it'd be Kyler for number 1, and we'd just get Cam Ward,
Yeah.
if that's what we want to do.
Well, it would have to be one and a couple for other first, right? Not just one first round. I wouldn't trade
Well,
just
I mean,
for one first round pick.
We're just, for shits and giggles, we're just saying 1 for 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
1 for 1.
Yeah, Kyler for the first overall, get Cam Ward.
What could we get for Buddha? Like top 10?
I think so.
Probably top 5 at least. And if we were going to go top 5, I'm trying to think. Oh, Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter.
I
Or
don't
Travis
want
Hunter.
I don't want Travis Hunter. Hot take.
Ooh.
Maybe at like 10 to 15. But just
Yeah.
based off of our needs, I wouldn't want him. And I don't like the attention like that. Like, it's just not my thing. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
What about you, Junior?
If we got top 5 for Buddha, I would want to get Mumbai.
And then for Kyler?
Kyler first overall. I would still not get a quarterback. I would get Abdul Carter number 1 overall.
That's not bad.
Jacoby Brissett, you're up.
Yeah, I know,
Jacoby
right?
Brissett.
Yeah. No,
You want
yeah.
to clap?
Yeah. Jacoby for a year.
Junior, if you could only eat one fast food for the rest of your life, what would it be? I already know.
What, you already know?
I already know your answer, bro.
Oh, you already said Burger King.
You're going to say Filiberto's?
Filiberto's, bro.
No,
Really
you're probably right, actually.
Carne asada fries? Come
For
on.
the rest of my life, I'm going to have to go with either Five Guys or In-N-Out, like a burger place.
burgers.
Because I love Mexican food, but some days I'm like, bro, I'm not a beaner.
Yeah, but if you think about it, for the rest of your life, you're only having burgers. Whereas with the beaners, you could have a fish burrito. You could have a chicken, pollo asada, carne asada. You could have tacos. You could have taquitos. You could have nachos. You could have fries. Ensalada.
but with
Tortas. They have tortas, bro.
Hey, I like tortas. Whoa!
Oh!
I'm talking about sandwiches.
Yes, Sandy's, baby, Sandy's. Adam, what about you? What's your favorite, or if you had to?
That's so hard. When you pause. When you said Filiberto, I just remember when we got you introduced me to the California burrito right before we went to the grid. That was a game changer of my
Love
life.
that, dude.
But I'm not gonna go Philly Bees. This is probably the hardest question I've ever had. I don't know, dude. I would have said McDonald's as a child, but I don't do that no more.
Mm-hmm.
What's yours? Give my.
I would say Philly Bees.
Damn. All right, that was fast.
It's easy for me, bro.
You don't like Taco Bell or like?
I'm not a huge I kind of get tired of food. That's my thing. Like even pizza, I'm not a big pizza guy. So that's
I forgot.
it's
Yeah,
just
you
weird.
don't like pizza.
Yeah, I don't like chips like that. It's fucking weird. I'm weird.
You could do Cane's or something, chicken.
But then
You get
that's only
tired of chicken?
3 items: chicken, fries,
Forever.
coleslaw, toast.
Chicken, fries, coleslaw.
That's bad. Adam, we got no more time.
I'm gonna go Subway.
Oh, that's a good one.
Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
All right, Junior. Peak Verdansk or peak Blackout?
I'm gonna go peak Blackout, man. I just enjoyed that game. Was so polished for what it was, and then nobody knew about it. Everyone just like, oh, Verdansk, we love that. There was a Blackout. There was things before that. That's what I gotta say.
I love that era. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, make COD great again.
Bring out Blackout.
Yeah, Blackout. Yeah, I mean by a mile.
Yeah.
So.
Adam, last question to end out Burnout today. Which team has the worst jersey design in the NFL right now?
Maybe the Patriots, to be honest. Nah, Cowboys. Cowboys.
Respect. What about you, Rick?
Yeah, I was actually thinking the Cowboys too. I feel like they need a revamp. I don't care about your originality and how you guys are America's favorite team.
I would
Change it
say
up.
Green Bay too, man.
No. Green Bay's are OGs.
They got
Bro.
new
You can't hate
jerseys.
on them. You can't hate on them.
They're
Can't hate on Green
they're
Bay.
all greens are nice.
I think they had all whites too, right?
Oh,
and
you're
they're all
right.
Sick
white,
as fuck.
super clean.
Yeah.
Well, boys, that ends Burnout. Thanks for joining the show. Man, it was a crazy episode today, low key. It's been a little different, and it's very different because now, like, we're not face to face, and I'm really used to that now. But definitely get used to this. I think it's nice to have an extra tool in our pocket, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all got lives. I mean, you saw my damn kids in the back. You know, it just is what it is. Sometimes if we get sick, like, this is still an option for us. And
Yep.
then also, you know, we definitely want to use this in the future to maybe have an additional episode
Emergency
or an
pod.
additional emergency podcast.
Exactly.
So I definitely love this.
Yeah. No, it's sick, bro. And I'm happy to have y'all. And obviously, as always, looking forward to next week. Next week, we are doing a full Cardinals mock draft. So who do we get every single round? What does our class look like? That's what it's going to be on the agenda next Thursday. But yeah, looking forward to that.
I'm telling you now, if we don't draft Cam Scatabo on that draft, we could just count down Desert Dynasty gone.
Yeah. But nah, dude, hell yeah. Any last words before we head out today, boys?
I appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. It's going to be a great support, and we appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. I know y'all saw me eating. I love to indulge in some chocolate.
Yeah.
What is your favorite late night snack? Hit those comments.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you next week, man.
Love y'all.
Hey,
Oh,
later.
I guess we have to wait 40 seconds, right? To play the...
Oh.
I guess we just vibe, man.
Just kidding. Oh my god, he's doing the robot. For dance though, we are playing tonight.
Yeah, let me cut and edit and upload everything.
Shit. I'm ready to play the games.
Alright, y'all. Take it easy,
Later,
man.
boys.
Alright, boys.
Later.